Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, the Dreamfinder, here to set off on another grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom.
The Disneyland Limited, now leaving for a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. All passengers board.
Star Tours announces the boarding of the Endor Express. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the doors.
Please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train and remain seated at all times. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
I am Sam the American Eagle, and I am proud to introduce the Grand Circle Tour podcast, a celebration of Disney parks, but mostly the American ones. I really like these guys.
I can't drink. Oh.
What happens if you drink?
Yeah, what happens?
I'm recording now, so tell everybody.
No! No.
There's your intro, Stan.
There's your intro.
Hey gang, welcome to another exciting episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. I'll be your host today, Captain Stan Solo, and I'm here with my two favorite co-hosts. From the West Coast, I have Mindy. Mindy, how are you?
Hello. You are so good at introducing and have way more energy than me, and that's okay.
We need energy today. Lots of energy. We're recording on a Monday, which is weird. It's weird recording on a Monday. We usually record on Sundays.
It is. It's kind of odd. It's totally different.
So, Mindy, waltz up.
Waltz up with me?
Yeah, waltz up with you.
Waltz up with me. I watched Disney Plus binging all week, and it was so great. I have been watching it all week, but today I got to watch the second installment of the Imagineers show. I don't know exactly what it's called, but Imagineers. It's great.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. So are you done? Have you watched everything on Disney Plus now? Are you all caught up?
Not even close. Not even close.
You haven't watched all 30 seasons of The Simpsons?
Except the missing one, apparently. There's one episode missing to that. But no, haven't even started watching The Simpsons. I did watch some of the older shows and some old movies, but really the Imagineer show is my favorite, hands down, of Disney Plus. And I got to watch that today.
I got to rewatch the first one and finish and start the second one. I had it on and I was kind of watching it, but other things were going on. I didn't get a chance to actually watch it. You know what I mean?
It's so moving, and it really, anything about Walt, and it has to be good. I really was disappointed with the PBS documentary that he did that was about him, because there was so much, it was very biased.
A lot of union talk in that.
Yes, very biased too. But this was just wholesome. It reminded me a lot of the attraction at Hollywood Studios and remind me what it's called, the Walt Walkthrough. Walt Disney Presents. One Man's Dream.
One Man's Dream, okay.
It is my favorite. I love going in there, and I could just sit down on the floor and just, it's serene to me. And that's why I'm excited to go to the Walt Disney Museum. I love shows like that. I love Walt, and I love hearing stories about him and just the history of who he is and building Disneyland. So I really liked part 2. It was really good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
So part 1 is pretty much exclusively Disneyland. So it's part 2. I saw the preview for it, and it was like they talk about Epcot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's called What Would Walt Do? And it's pretty much after, and I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty much after he died and the story that takes place there, and you know, the Walt Disney World project.
Yeah.
And wait, he died?
Surprise!
Thanks.
Yeah. Oops. Gave that away. Spoiler alert.
And as you can hear, I have my other favorite co-host with me, Jason. Jason, how are you, my friend? And waltz up.
I am fresh from the jungle, and I am fantastic, Stan. Aloha, everyone. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. But you already knew that.
You're always fantastic.
I'm always fantastic. So what's up with you there?
I have a double waltz up. I will give you what I'm watching and what I'm listening to. I too have Disney Plus. I have been binge watching all of the new DuckTales and finally catching up on it.
DuckTales. Woo!
Tell you how much I love this version of DuckTales. It's perfect. Perfect casting, perfect stories. What I love is all the Disney cartoons, Mickey Mouse, DuckTales, they've all gone for full circle, and now they're starting to look old again. They're older designs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a hard time with it at first because David Tennant is Scrooge McDuck. David Tennant, my favorite actor, favorite person, favorite doctor, is also playing my favorite Disney character. We're calling it the Tennant agenda. Why is he creeping into all aspects of my life?
Well, that's kind of what Disney did to me because they bought Star Wars, they bought Marvel. You know, it was like everything's all in one umbrella now for myself. So
I will tell you guys really quick
Muppets.
what I'm listening to is I just picked up the Who Framed Roger Rabbit soundtrack from Disney Music Emporium.
Oh, on vinyl?
On vinyl. It hasn't arrived yet, but I'll tell you how wonderful it is when it gets here.
Excellent. Excellent. Have you watched any of the Muppet shorts? Either one of you?
No, I haven't. Did
No?
you? Are they good?
Yeah, I watched all of them. There's like 50 of them or something like that. They're funny. Some of them are kind of like, oh, that was kind of, but they're like 30 seconds to 60 seconds long. Like they're not very long, and it's great. You can kind of just before I go to bed, I kind of watch a couple of Muppet shorts, and some of them are really funny. Some of them are just hilarious, and others are kind of like, I mean, just like everything on, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But apparently they were. I thought they were made exclusively for Disney Plus, but they're not. They were on a different show or a different. Maybe they're on the Disney Channel. I'm not sure where they're from. Someone told me, I can't remember.
Let me ask you guys real quick, because when I turned on Disney Plus for the first time, I wanted to go back to the 50s and watch Zorro and the real Mickey Mouse Club with Annette, and they're not there.
The Mickey Mouse Club?
It's not there.
Yeah, no, it's not. Are they coming later, perhaps?
I hope so. Hey, wasn't it the three of us that all woke up at stupid o'clock in the
3
morning?
a.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Downloaded the app. It was great because the app downloaded in seconds and was working perfectly at that time because there was hardly anybody on. I mean, there was a lot of people on, but it wasn't 10 million people on at the same time. So we're going to continue our show that we did a couple weeks back. Jason is going to be replacing Dan for this one. We had Dan in the part one. So this is part two of tips for first timers. Someone going to Walt Disney World for the very first time, what type of tips we can give them, what type of advice type of thing. Now, I know if you're a long-term listener to this show, we appreciate it. We love you being a long-term listener. You can listen to this one anyways. But can you do us a favor? If you know someone that is going for the first time, let them know about this adventure, as well as the adventure a couple of weeks ago about our first tips for part one. And do yourself a favor rather than answering 1,000 questions, and do them a favor and letting them know about these shows, because I think it would answer a lot of questions for somebody going for the very first time. And if it is your first time listening, welcome. We are so happy to have you joining us. Go ahead, Jason.
Stan, I'm sorry, but if you guys can listen to this one. It'll be much better without Dan. Sorry, Dan.
A little Dan dig. Wow.
George isn't here to do it, so I had to. I promise I'd pick on him for him.
Yeah. So if this is your first time listening, welcome to the Grand Circle Tour podcast. There are 6 of us all together, and we're not all on every week. We kind of rotate throughout different shows, who's going to be on. So one week you might get myself and Jason and Mindy, and then next week you might get Caroline, George, and Dan. We try to keep 3 people on at a time. That's kind of like our format. Fair to say?
Fair to say.
Right.
It keeps it fun, and we always have our favorite co-hosts on.
Which, spoiler, is everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's co-hosting with us. It's our favorite.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
last time we talked about when to go and getting fast passes. Did we talk about fast passes? I can't even remember, to tell you the truth.
We touched on them. But
we touched on them. We talked about getting the photo pass. We
talked about park hopping.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I thought something we would start off with this time is, what should a first timer going to Florida, Walt Disney World for the very first time, what should they pack? What are they going to bring in their suitcase that they might not think to bring, but they're going to need when they get there?
Okay, I have to ask you really quick. Are we talking about putting in our suitcase to take us with us on vacation? Or are we talking about the items we're going to pack in our bag we take into the parks with us?
Okay, the items we're going to pack in our bag and bring to our park will be the next question. So quit jumping the gun.
Okay. Well, I wasn't here last time, so I need to,
Yeah, so we're going to talk about stuff to bring with you to Florida, whether you're driving or flying, in your suitcase. Because I know a lot of people, they're either going to underpack or they're going to overpack.
I overpack.
I know someone who overpacks.
I do. I overpack, and it's not that I bring too many clothes. It's not that. I just bring
girl, you owe me a massage after carrying that like 200-pound backpack to the airport.
Hey, it was exactly 49.8 pounds.
Dude, it was 225 pounds. Don't believe a word she says. I carried it.
I bring my pillows. So yeah.
So it sounds like Mindy knows how to pack. You've got just under the limit. You can't bring any souvenirs home at that 48.9 pounds unless you're planning on buying another suitcase.
And I did.
Yes. You did buy another one?
I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had to get my stuff home somehow.
So what is one thing you're going to bring that you might not bring on like say you're going to Alaska, for example, or whatever?
Okay. Number one, pants. Do not bring pants. I'll tell you what not to bring. Don't bring pants. Wear comfortable clothing. Don't bring denim. If you're going to pack anything, pack things that are light. I usually am pretty modest with my clothing, but at Walt Disney World, I was all about tank tops and spaghetti straps and shorts and just really thin material because it's so hot at Walt Disney World, and you will get sick. Jason can vouch for that. I mean, you get hot because it's so sick. And it's not that the air is hot, it's the sun. The sun is so brutal and just beats down on you that if you're in the shade, it helps. It's just extremely hot. So make sure you bring comfortable clothing. And this is for anybody. It's not just for first timers. We need to be reminded about this stuff. Just comfortable clothing.
Can I jump on that real quick, Mindy? Because if you're coming for the first time, this is something you won't think of. You are walking on pavement and concrete all day, and all it does with that heat is absorb it and trap it, and it just sits there for about 5 feet in front of your face the whole day. So know that even if it's cool, where you are walking is designed to trap that heat and hold on to it.
If you're a pillow snob, I will also suggest you bring pillows. Not all hotels' pillows are equal, although where we stayed was fantastic. I really shouldn't have to have, but I get chronic migraines, and I really have to have specific kinds of pillows, because if I don't, I wake up in really bad positions. So I brought 3 pillows with me, all which were feather pillows shoved into my bag. I used one of them. I really didn't need to bring the other 2 because we stayed at Sheraton. It was so great. But
all 3 weighed 55 pounds.
yeah, my pillows were 55 pounds.
Skimpy clothing.
55 pounds each.
My bag was so heavy. That one I had shoes. I brought like 6 pairs of shoes because I always bring tennis shoes and sandals. I had all my makeup in there, my pillows, my clothes, and my shower stuff. So it adds up real quick. And my hair stuff, because we were going to I was going to get all dressed up one day, and I didn't. So I really didn't have to bring that. But I brought curling iron and my hair rollers. So it took up a lot of space. But I brought a big bag, and then I had my carry-on and my purse, which I ended up buying a backpack.
Mindy, let me ask you. So I don't use the hair dryers at Walt Disney World. Shocker.
Bring a hair dryer. They're not the best. No,
that's what I was going to ask you. The ones at the resorts, are they not that great?
Now, where we stayed, excellent. It depends on where you stay, to be honest. Yeah. The Sheraton obviously has
people going the first time or staying on property.
I've stayed at value, I've stayed at moderate, and I've stayed at deluxe. If you're staying at deluxe, don't bring it. They will have one there for you. The moderates, you can ask, you can call, but it depends on what they have available.
They all have them.
They do, but they're crappy. I'm not going to lie. they're just the ones that like stick on the wall, and they don't blow really hard. They take forever to dry your hair. So if you're a snob about your hair, bring your own hair dryer. And you can get, what I was saying is you can call the front desk and they will have bigger ones that they'll bring to you if needed. They usually have that kind of stuff. But the moderate, they're just the basic little ones that stick on the wall.
Okay, that's what the values are as well.
Correct.
Now, one thing that I always make sure I bring with me is sunscreen.
that's a good one.
Priority. That's a priority
Absolutely.
For me. Yeah, I find one bottle lasts me a whole week. And I'd like to get the type that spray on. It's lighter in your bag. It takes up less room than like the creams or anything like that. I find the Neutrogena brand particularly good. It's not very sticky or anything like that. And I get a high SPF when I get sunscreen. Jason, anything you bring?
Jason travels light.
Mindy and I are very different. Because I only bring what I can take on the plane. I bring my carry-on.
Literally.
My personal item, and that's all I bring. If I need it, I'll buy it.
It was he brings like an over-the-shoulder, like something the size of a duffel bag. I literally had a full-size travel bag, a carry-on, and my purse.
Now, in all fairness, I travel a lot, and I travel solo when I travel. And I don't mean I'm Stan. I mean I fly alone a lot. And so I've got this thing down to where I can get on the plane, get off the plane. I don't need to go to baggage check.
Girls in general, I think, travel with more stuff, though. I mean, we just do.
Yeah,
I'm very much a guy when I travel. I'm very much a guy. But I'm going to piggyback on what Mindy said. I always, because I'm going to throw one bag down at the airport and take one bag with me. And the bag I'm taking with me, I am taking a pair of sandals, because after traveling all day, driving to the airport, flying, getting to the airport, getting to the hotel, if my room's not ready, I want to get those tennis shoes off, and I want to get a pair of sandals on and let those feet breathe as I walk around Disney Springs.
I do not wear socks at Disney World. I will not wear tennis shoes. I put my foot down with that. I ixnate it because it's so hot. My body is weird. Like, all my heat escapes from my feet and my head. And if those things are covered, I'm sick. So I really depend on a really good pair of sandals. And if my feet are hurting from sandals, then I will bring a pair of tennis shoes, but they're more like slip-on canvas that have memory foam and being able to walk that way. But I have given up on tennis shoes. I just can't do it. But everybody's their own. I know people wear tennis shoes and they wear good shoes. But myself, I can't do it.
So I'm going to piggyback on Mindy real quick here, and I'm also going to expand on Dan's foot regime from last week. Because I think this goes really more for the guys than anything else. And Mindy, you've seen me. I make fun of people's shoes. For a whole week straight. When I go to the park, I wear a skate shoe. When I mean skate, I mean skateboarding. I wear an Osiris. I wear a Globe. I wear something that is not a runner's shoe, but keeps your feet very comfortable and kind of like in an eggshell for your feet. You can walk all day in skate shoes. They're made to take an impact.
Yes.
I'm very uncomfortable in skate shoes. I can't wear them at all. I'm not sure what the deal is. I tried them and I can't even walk around the mall with them. But I like Mindy says, everyone's different. Wear shoes that are comfortable for you. The other thing I like to bring with me are rain ponchos. I pick them up at the dollar store. I generally bring as many for as many days I'm going. If I'm going for 7 days, I'll bring 7 ponchos. Whether I use them or not doesn't matter. After I've done using them, I chuck them.
Hey, real quick, Stan, have we slipped into what we're taking in the parks with us now?
No. I'm just talking about I bring them from home rather than purchasing the Disney. Disney ponchos. Okay. I go to the dollar store and I buy my ponchos beforehand, before leaving, to Disney World.
Okay. Exactly. I brought everybody ponchos, and that took up 50 pounds. So we'll blame it on the ponchos.
But yeah, I find that they work great, and I don't always. Especially if you're going in August or September, you can pretty much count on it raining every day. If it doesn't rain for one day, then you're lucky.
It didn't rain at all on us this last. Well, for like 2 minutes, and that was it. Other than that, it was hot and sunny.
Well,
and
it rained when we were like just getting up too, so we didn't have any rain in the parks this trip.
Yeah, and my last trip in last September didn't rain at all either. I was very lucky. But I have been there in September when it had rain every single day that I was there. So
yeah.
But Stan, we're like you. We bring our ponchos from home, and this is a good tip for listeners on why not to spend $10 or $12 on a poncho in the parks. Think of them like tissue. You use once and throw them away.
Right.
You can't reuse these things.
They're hard when you bring the ones, like you buy the ones that Disney sells. They are thicker and they do last. But you have to roll it up. You have to carry around a wet poncho. It's big, it's bulky, and then you have to figure out how you're going to try it out. It's just difficult to carry them around when you can just grab the disposable ones, use it. If you're going to go on an attraction that you know you're going to get soaked on, and put it on, take it off, get another one.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to, we're going to be going to the parks now. What do we bring in our park bags? I got a feeling we're going to be 3 different people here. That's what I'm thinking. Mindy, what do you bring in your park bag?
So the number one.
First of all, what type of park bag do you use?
Well, usually I have my husband with me, and he has his backpack. So I utilize that, and I have my Dooney and Burke crossbody bag on, which is just little, but I needed more room, so I ended up buying a backpack, which was great. But the number one thing, and George can testify this, Jason, is my water bottle. I don't do normal water bottles. I get really sick. I have to stay hydrated. Jason has to stay hydrated. We all do. It gets hot. But one in particular, they're made out of steel, and the ice does not melt. So I love their hydros, like hydro flasks. And you can put the water in, and the ice literally stays cold all day. Even though it's metal, you'd think it would melt. But it just lasts, so we can fill it back up with water, get filtered water, and refill the water bottle. And that's the number one thing. Just make sure you bring a water bottle. I don't do the plastic because I'm a snob. I have to have cold ice water. It has to be cold or I get sick. And just that way. So I make sure that I bring my hydro flask and fill it up with ice, and it's cold all day. It's great.
Okay. Jason, do you bring a water bottle, or what do you do to stay hydrated?
Yes, and really quick, guys, Mindy is so on point about her water bottle. I can attest to it. I had a sip of it when I was getting too hot, and it was just refreshingly cold. Mindy,
and it stays cold, right?
It stayed cold all day.
All day.
Now, I do something different from you. I bring a water bottle, but I bring a Brita filtered water bottle.
That too.
Because last year I spent $60 in 2 days on bottled waters.
I would bring both. Bring both.
Yeah, I bring the Brita, and I refill at the water stations throughout the day, and I've got my own clean water all day long.
They do, however, have, it's in Tomorrowland. It's a restaurant. I don't know. George took me in there. There's a water bottle refilling station, and it's filtered water.
Yes.
So that was cool, and they'll just give you ice, and I would put ice in there, and they'd let me fill it up with ice, but I'd go in and put water in there. But Jason was onto something. He brought the filtered water bottle because let's get real. Florida water is disgusting. Something about it, I don't know. It's gross. If you go to a water fountain, it's disgusting. So he filled that up, and being able to drink filtered water was so much better.
See, I don't bring a bottle. I travel without a water bottle, and I just hit the quick service restaurants. I go to the mobile ordering.
But line. You only get a shot glass of water.
Right.
I get 3. Whether I'm by myself and I go, may I have 3 cups of water? Or 2
you're
cups
that
of water,
guy.
Or may I have just like, they don't know if I got my whole family with me or if I'm by myself.
Right.
I know.
And they don't care.
I've seen you do this.
And they don't care. They go, sure, here you go.
And that's great.
I'll get a cup of just ice and a cup of just water. And I'll very seldom will I pass by when I'm walking around a quick service restaurant without popping in and getting one. It's super quick.
You're right. And the first day I forgot my water bottle, so I was using Jason's. Jason brought an extra one, but I did that, and I found myself not drinking enough water because it's not like it's just there. You have to physically go to the restaurant, so that's a great idea. So for listeners, you can go get free water, and that's great. But myself, if I won't drink water if it's not cold and in my hand. So I'm just that person that has to have the cold water with me at all times, or I'm sick. Like I get so dehydrated real quick.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where it's just a habit for me to automatically just pop in.
That's
I
good.
very seldom cross.
But we all have a different answer for newbies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is really helping them out. Okay, what else do you bring in your bag? Jason, what do you bring in your bag?
Okay, so what I bring in my bag is I bring a first aid kit. I take it with me at all times.
Okay.
For everything, for just simple little Band-Aids and for bruises.
This little Boy Scout over here.
And Tylenol. He has it all. It's true. No,
yeah,
really.
I literally I even have a little bit of a manicure set handy just in case you get a hangnail, because that could ruin your day.
Jason took care of me. He'd be like, okay, I got it in here. He'd open up his little go-to kit, and my big brother taking care of me.
Oh, that's so nice.
Then when you guys bring a backpack, I bring a messenger bag because it's easier for me to just reach in and get it at the side. Yeah. But also, instead of having two straps dig into my shoulders all day, I've got one strap that I can rotate back and forth when one starts getting tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I don't bring a bag at all. I'm the guy that uses the no bag line.
Wow.
But when I used to bring a bag, I used to use a single strap, sling bag. And I could wear it crossbody or just over the shoulder, and I could switch it off. And it was a Nike brand, and it had like a padding on the back, and it had a really good padded strap. It was very comfortable to wear, but I don't bring a bag anymore when I go.
So the only thing, because that's good, because you can skip the whole line and not have to, I mean, baggage can get long. So if you can do the whole, got my card and my ID, great.
Yeah, I wear cargo pants, and in my cargo pants I have a rain poncho and my battery charger and my cable for my phone. In the other pocket I have my phone. And that's pretty much what I bring when I go to the parks. Jason?
Really quick, since we mentioned security, tip for newbies: when you're going through security with your bag, going through bag check, have your bag completely open and ready to go. That will get you through so much faster than them having to go through and open each compartment and unzipper each compartment. If you have everything ready and just hand it to them opened up, it'll get you through that much faster.
And what I've been seeing a lot of people doing, like I don't go through the bag check line, but if I'm with someone with a bag, then I go through the bag check line with them. And what I'm seeing a lot of people doing now is they get a large plastic bag and they put everything inside the large clear plastic bag, and they put that inside their backpack. Well, not only does it make it waterproof this way, when they get through security, they just pull out the big clear plastic bag. Now their backpack is empty. Security can look at their clear bag, see there's nothing in there that shouldn't be, and they're gone.
What a good idea. That's a great tip.
Yeah, and it's super quick when you got somebody in front of you that pulls out that plastic bag, and the security just looks at the plastic bag, they look inside, it's empty, good, on your way.
Well, and don't get mad at security when they're going through your stuff. It's for yours and everyone else's protection, so it is an inconvenience, and no one likes having their bags checked, but it's for everyone's safety, so don't give the security cast members a hard time.
Right. Yeah. So we got water bottles, we got battery chargers, we got our ponchos, we got our first aid kit.
The only thing I bring in mine, I literally have my little crossbody Dooney and Burke bag. I take my camera, so I have my little, and my phone. So I got my iPhone, my camera.
Phone is definitely a must.
Yep, my little video camera, so it takes pictures and video. And I tried to record as much as I could every day. And extra battery, so I got a little, camera bag, tiny little thing. It's literally smaller than an iPhone, just little tiny. It's almost like a GoPro, just a little camera. I bring my ID, my card. I have chapstick. I bring my makeup, got to freshen up, a brush, and that's all I had. So that's it. And my water bottle.
Water bottle.
That's all I bring. I travel pretty light.
Yeah.
But
Jason, is there anything extra that you could think of that you would normally bring?
I have one, and I can speak to this on multiple experiences, and you think I would have learned by now. Always bring a second pair of glasses into the park, because if you're like this dumb, you're always going to leave an expensive pair of glasses on a ride.
Oh yeah, your sunglasses. Don't forget your sunglasses.
Too. Yeah, sunglasses. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
So bring an extra pair, a cheap pair you don't care about, because if you're like me, you're probably going to need it after getting off the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. You ever call? You should call Lost and Found.
No, dude. Someone reached in there and went, sweet, free Oakleys.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. People got to eat. Are you going to go on the dining plan if it's your first time, or are you going to not use the dining plan if it's your first time?
If it's free, heck yes.
Well, yeah, if it's free, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point. But if you have to pay for it, it's expensive. It's not a cheap purchase. It's a huge add-on, but so is the restaurant. So is eating at Walt Disney World.
I have done both. I've used the dining plan, and I have not used it on other trips. And I will say, having it is so much less stressful for a parent. It really is, because you don't have to worry about budgeting. If we don't have it, I'll budget out and go, okay, this is how much we have per day. We don't go over. It's like really watching what the kids order, what our family orders, trying to stay in that budget. If we have the dining plan, it's like free for all. Go get whatever you want. It's so less stressful, but you're paying for it. You're paying for the less stress, the convenience.
Yeah. And you can actually come out ahead if you're eating at the more expensive restaurants.
Right.
And you're ordering the more expensive menu items. You can come out ahead using the dining plan. I think for a first timer, the dining plan is a real asset.
I would agree.
Because you're planning your trip. How much money do you bring? How much do you plan? How much this? How much that? You know what? If you already know how much your food is going to be because you're on the dining plan, if you already know how much your room is going to be because you already booked it, you already know how much your flights are going to be, you have a really good idea how much this trip is going to cost you. So the only thing you're paying for at Walt Disney World is your souvenirs. So, and it really takes a lot of stress out of your entire trip having the dining plan, I feel.
The tip for the dining plan, the biggest tip I would suggest, is most people come out and they're like, oh, it's not worth it because we end up with all these extra snacks and we're going and having to go into the store and buy all these junk snacks.
Yeah, you end up
paying. Use them as breakfast. So we always do the quick service and we use the snacks as breakfast. So the kid will get muffins, a croissant, or a thing of orange juice. That counts as a snack. So you can use those as a breakfast meal or however you want it to work it. But we use those extra snacks for breakfast. So when we get up, we're just kind of eating something lighter and eat an early afternoon lunch, which is quick service, and then a dinner back at the hotel.
Yeah, you can get yourself like a Danish and Starbucks type of thing.
Exactly. It's all snacks. So you're not having to waste snacks and think, oh my gosh, I got to, and use it on food. Don't get water bottles. Bring your own water bottles. Use it wisely so you're getting the most bang for your buck. What my family does is, I'm this type of person. I actually have little printout cards that I made. You can find them on Etsy or wherever, Pinterest even, and they're just little dining plan cards. Like it'll say table service, snack credit, table service, quick service. And you print them out. I have mine laminated. So it'll say, okay, you have 56 meals and 42 snacks or whatever. And I will literally use the cards and keep them in my purse so I know how many we have left. I know it calculates it for you, but it's literally a physical thing for me to count out the cards and go, okay, we use this many, and kind of put them in another bag so we see how many we have left or what we have for the day. It works great. It's more tangible.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Jason, what do you think about the dining plan versus the not dining plan?
And see, I'm totally the opposite here. It sounds great if you're a family. For me, going as a single guy with friends, I don't use the dining plan, especially for the first time, because I don't want to feel like I'm tied to anything or like I have to go back and calculate what I didn't use, what do I have to get to not, waste money on this. It's kind of easier to just go, eat where you want to eat, when you want to eat, however you want to eat, and not have to do the math.
Right. There is a give and take to both. So you have to figure out what your family wants to do.
See, that's why I think the dining plan is a great for somebody going the first time, because you don't have to do the math, because it's your meals are paid for before you leave your house.
It is very expensive though. So you have to figure out if you're going to eat that much food and if it will be worth it to you.
Yeah. It's very expensive, but also it kind of, for a first timer, I think it takes the adventure out of it. For a first timer, you should just kind of go, I think I want this, and then go into it, rather than have to calculate out and figure out where I want to be, when I want to be, and how many points it's going to cost me. Just go do what you want to do, especially on your first time. If something catches your fancy that wasn't on the map, go explore. Go explore this wonderful place and don't overthink it.
Okay, so speaking about doing what you want to do and being where you want to be, what are some snacks that a first timer, like a must do snack for a first timer at Walt Disney World that they have to get? What is something that you would suggest? They've never been to any Disney parks before. What snack would you suggest they buy?
I always get the Mickey ice cream, not on the stick, the actual ice cream sandwich. That's my go-to thing.
Yeah, I think you
I
can't
love
go wrong
the
with either
Oreo.
one.
Yeah, I'm a big Oreo ice cream sandwich person, and they're so good. I had one every single day.
I think you can't go wrong with either one of those. The premium Mickey ice cream bar or the ice cream sandwich.
They're both delicious. And a Dole Whip. You got to try the Dole Whips.
Yeah.
And at Disney World, you can get a churro, but they're not the same as Disneyland.
Yeah, you should at least try it, though, I think.
They're pre-cooked. The problem is at Disney World and even Magic Kingdom, they're pre-cooked. So they're not fresh. They literally sit under a heat lamp. So they just pick it up. It's rock hard when you get it. It's not fresh.
The churros at Disney World are just like pirates at Disney World. They will always be a pale, inferior comparison to the one at Disneyland. Boom.
So true.
So, Jason, what's a snack that you suggest someone try their first time?
There is no greater popcorn in the world than Disney popcorn. It is, I think they put something in it because it is addictive. Whenever I go home and go to Disneyland, I always pull out the Ziploc bag on the way out, the large one, the gallon size. I get a popcorn and I put it in that gallon bag and I snack on it on the drive home.
Yep. The popcorn is
Disneyland popcorn is addictive.
I'm totally addicted to the Disney. I think that's the reason why I go so much is just to get the popcorn. I swear.
Yeah.
I would say the school bread in Norway in Epcot is kind of like a Disney tradition to get on your first trip. There's a little bakery when you're in Epcot in the Norway. I think that would be something that is kind of like a Disney classic now in Disney World. Mindy said the Dole Whip as well as the citrus swirl would be something else that you should definitely try. What about the turkey leg? Yes, yay or nay on the turkey leg?
It tastes like ham. If you like ham, it's very salty. My son loves turkey legs. He will eat one a day. They're huge. So if you don't
what are
eat
they
a lot
now,
of
like
food,
$15 or something like that?
Yeah, they're about that. Yes.
Yeah. Jason, what are you, yay or nay on the turkey leg?
It is a big, giant nay for me, and let me tell you why. Turkey is full of L-tryptophan, which makes you tired. And the last thing I want to do is eat like a 5 turkey legs in one as I'm walking around. And now I'm full of all this like salty meat that's slowing me down. I can feel myself getting tired as I'm going forward.
And it's hot. It's hot at Disney World. It's a hot food. So
it's a one and done thing. I don't know why you would go get one every time.
I
asked my son that, but he loves them. Yeah. So
no,
there's always those people that love them.
I was so excited to try my first turkey leg, and wow, that was a disappointment.
Was it? I like them. They're just really salty. I like them at Disneyland. They would be hard to eat at Disney World.
Yeah, I did not enjoy it at all. I was not a fan. I took pictures myself with it.
It's novelty food. It's not like delicious, wonderful snack food that they put thought into. It's just here's your giant piece of meat to walk around and act like you're Henry VIII.
Yeah. Even they have corn on the cob. Well, I don't know. Does Disney World?
Oh,
Disneyland has corn on the cob and the chimichangas.
The corn on the cob is available at Animal Kingdom in Discovery Island.
I have one that you're both forgetting, and all passengers, if you're going to the Magic Kingdom, go to Adventureland, you must get the cheeseburger spring roll. It is such a delectable treat. It is a spring roll that tastes just like a cheeseburger. And an In-N-Out cheeseburger, not a Disneyland cheeseburger, but a real cheeseburger.
Yummy.
Yeah, that's a really good one. You know what? The other one too is a cupcake. I think a cupcake is Disney World is really stepping up in their cupcakes.
I love the cupcakes. They're so good. And a tip to eat it because they're so messy. I'm not a huge frosting person, so I scoop a little bit of frosting off the top. You cut it in half, the actual cake part, and put the bottom part on top, and you make a cupcake sandwich. You can eat it that way.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's how I eat it. I cut it in half and fold it over and make a sandwich out of it.
Yep.
Every time.
Stan, I have to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Mindy, you and I both have this one particular addiction that can only be found at Disneyland. Guys, okay, so Mindy and I are addicted to the Monte Cristo. It is like an attraction at Disneyland in the way the Haunted Mansion or Pirates is.
And I just had one tonight for dinner.
Rub it in.
It was so good.
Sorry, guys, I hate to hijack, but where can we send passengers for something that delicious at Disney World?
The Tonga Toast. You have to go get Tonga Toast at the Poly. It's delicious at Captain Cook's.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 inches thick. It's a fried piece of French toast. Then they cut it open before they cook it, and they stuff it with banana. So there's a piece of banana inside. They fry it, and then when they take it out, they throw it in cinnamon sugar. And you can get the strawberry compost put onto it, but you don't have to. And they give you a side of warm maple syrup. So you put it on top. It's stuffed French toast. It is amazing, but it's fried. So it's this huge piece. It's so good. It's the go-to piece of food there, like a Monte Cristo.
Yeah, that's an excellent.
Sorry, Stan. I wouldn't have forgiven myself if we didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
So we're still going to stick on the food here. Is there a restaurant that a first timer should definitely go to? Mindy,
the first time I had gone to it was so good, and it's the Skipper Canteen. You have to go to the Skipper Canteen. I cannot believe how good that place is. It is so much better than your typical hamburger hot dog joint. It's got amazing food, and there's a specific meal Jason got, and I was like, I should have gotten it. It's called, what is it? This shouldn't be chicken? Is what is it called?
Chicken
it tastes like chicken because it is chicken. That's really what it's called. What it is, it's a fried piece of chicken breast put in teriyaki, like they put teriyaki sauce on it. So it's a piece of fried teriyaki chicken. It is so, so, so good. And the chicken just falls apart. You have to go. You have to go. It's funny. It's like riding the attraction inside the restaurant. It's the best place there.
I've never been.
You have to go.
I plan on going.
I would highly suggest to go.
I've ever had in the Magic Kingdom. You guys can't see me shaking my fist because she stole mine.
Sorry. I knew you were going to say it, but I just wanted to tell you.
Best meal I've had in the Magic Kingdom ever.
Jason was on like cloud 9 while we were there. He's like a little kid in the candy store. So it was so much fun though. And it's a great, great restaurant. The food is fantastic.
Well, being a jungle skipper myself, I asked very nicely, and they let us eat in the hidden dining room behind the bookcase.
Yes. It's really cool.
And I got to take the menu home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Our server let him take the menu, so it was really cool.
That is really neat. Jason, what about you? Would you have one that a first timer should hit?
I'm going to hop over to Hollywood Studios. I cannot say enough good things about the Hollywood Brown Derby. Being from Southern California myself, I always wanted to eat at the Brown Derby, and by the time I was old enough to go to LA by myself, they were all gone.
Okay.
It's an exact recreation. I always like the same lunch at Studios if I can get it. The classic Cobb salad, classic martini, and the grapefruit cake.
I would say the 50s Primetime Cafe. I've never been to the Brown Derby, but 50s Primetime Cafe is so much fun.
No, wait. I would have suggested that, but we went and we didn't see anyone get made fun of.
That's true. It was pretty disappointing.
The show was over.
It was disappointing.
Yeah.
It was.
I have to say, I've only been once, and I was not. It was disappointing as well. There was like nothing happening that was, other than they dropping on your plate saying here.
It's a cool place to eat, and the food was great. Yeah,
was great, but I didn't
go there for the show. There's no show anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Like I would honestly skip it unless you're going just for the food.
Correct. You are right about
that. Or the alcoholic milkshakes.
Yeah. I would say for a first timer, one place you have to hit is Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary Hotel.
Good one.
Resort. Yes, that's something that's kind of like a Disney icon. It's a buffet style breakfast, lunch, dinner, wherever, depending when you go. and you get to get your photos taken with the Fab Five in their chef uniforms or outfits. And it's a very, very fun place to eat. Partway through the dinner, it's interactive, kind of. It's noisy, but it's a great buffet. It's expensive, but it's kind of something that I think a must do for a first timer. Jason?
Stan, if you want something noisy, expensive, and wonderful, leave the kids behind and go to Trader Sam's Grog Grotto over at the Polynesian. It is my favorite place in the world.
It was so much fun in there.
And that's busy too, though. That's hard to get into, and you can't make.
Actually, we were there. Monday night? We cruised in and we got a table within 30 minutes. They paid.
Oh, nice! Oh, right on. Excellent. So, first timer planning their trip has to get to Walt Disney World. Are they flying or driving? What are the pros and cons of both? I mean, for myself, it's a no-brainer. I'm in Canada, right in the dead center of Canada. There's no way in the world I'm driving, so I'm going to only fly. If you're overseas and you're in the UK, you're not driving. It's a no-brainer. You're going to be flying. But let's say you're in the Carolinas or Texas. Would you fly or would you drive?
I would always fly, but I don't know. I mean, I drive to Disneyland. I can give you kind of an idea there. I don't mind driving to Disneyland. It's a 5.5-hour drive. And when we leave here at 3 a.m. and we get there before the park opens. So it works out great. If it's farther than that, I don't know that I would drive, but 5 hours isn't bad.
So what's the disadvantages of driving versus flying? I mean, the advantages is it's a lot less expensive.
Right.
Especially if you're going with a family to drive.
Gas is how much, depending on where you are or what you're driving?
Yeah. You got to factor in your gas. The time involved, like if you're cutting into your vacation time if you're driving versus flying. And once you're there, you got to do something with your car. You're paying for parking at your resort. You're paying for parking at the parks. Though I guess the parks are free, if you're staying on property.
Yes.
Okay. I believe you don't pay for parking at the parks if you're staying on property.
It took all three of us way too long to get there.
Yeah, I know. I've never driven. In Florida. But you do have to pay to park at the resorts now. So that's an extra expense as well.
Unless you have George in the backseat and make him flash his AP everywhere.
Yeah, but I believe, but you still have to pay even if you have an annual pass at the resorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the parks, if you have an annual pass, you don't have to. So, I mean, you have to weigh it, like how much time it's going to take you, stuff like that.
I'm going to honestly, because I do drive cross country for work as well as fly, it is no fun. And so where I live, I'm just over 1,000 miles from Disney World. If I hopped in the car right now, it's 8 p.m. here. I could be there about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
But the problem is after all that stressful driving, because driving is not fun.
It's a long way to drive,
You're physically done. You're mentally done. I'm going to get there at 9 o'clock in the morning when everything opens, and I'm going to go to sleep and not do anything all day.
Yeah.
I will have lost the first day and the last day, because not only do I have to rest coming in, I have to rest a full day before hopping back in the car and doing that mental, physical challenge.
Yeah, like I have friends in Texas that sometimes they fly, sometimes they drive. It all depends on how many people are going and how long they're staying for, how long their vacation is for. So I guess you have to weigh the pros and cons for something like that.
It depends on how far you're willing to drive, and how much time do you want to spend with company in the car.
That's very true.
Because you guys have learned, I always drive because that way I'm in control of the stereo.
Okay, do we have any final tips to give our first timers that we may not have covered before we bring the ship home?
I have one, and it's a bit of practical advice. So when you're back at your rooms, if you have been on a water ride like Cali River Rapids or Pirates of the Caribbean, which gets you soaked to the bone.
Yes.
You have wet sneakers. When you get back to your room, get some newspaper. You usually get some free newspapers at the hotel. Stuff your sneakers full of newspaper.
What a good idea.
And overnight, it will suck the moisture out of your shoes.
Wow.
Really? I did not
still
know
want
that.
to blow dry them in the morning, but if you
That's
stuff
amazing.
your shoes full of newspaper, it'll suck all the moisture back out.
Huh.
Because I used a blow dryer, and man, that's a smell.
Yeah.
Well,
you're using a blow dryer.
And you're going to damage your shoes that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I had to do that one time where it just was pouring rain all day. Had a great time. Had a blast. But yeah, my shoes were soaping wet when I got home.
And seriously, bring a first aid kit. You never know when you're going to need one. It's always better to have one than need one.
To have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Yep.
Perfect. Mindy, how about you? Do you have any final tips?
I don't think so. We pretty much covered them all. Take your time. Make sure you're not trying to see everything. You will not be able to see everything. You're going to want to go back, which is great. But just take your time. Enjoy what you're doing right there and just be in the moment.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, bring your patients with you. If you're going with small children or whatever, they're going to get tired easy. They're going to be exhausted, and they're going to get cranky. Don't get cranky with them. Don't be that parent that's screaming at your child. You know how much this trip costs. Don't be that person. If you need take midday breaks, you kind of have to. It's too hot. It's too exhausting to go from rope drop till park closing without taking a break at some point. Jason?
One very last final piece of advice, and this is practical advice. This is advice no other Disney podcast is going to give you. When you are going to Disney theme parks, I always suggest bringing a travel size of your own personal brand of toilet tissue, because the toilet tissue at Disney theme parks is a one-ply transparent cruelty, and for the prices they charge, I shouldn't have to use the entire thing.
There's no Charmin, you mean?
You can hold it up and look right to the toilet paper at Disney, and for the prices they charge, I expect double ply.
I got to tell you, when you get home after a week and a half, 2 weeks staying on property, it is so nice to have real toilet paper after you get home.
Yeah, Brandon does bring his own toilet paper. He's a toilet paper snob, so.
It's one of those things that it's like bringing deodorant. You don't know how much you'll appreciate having it in your bag until you go to use it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. The other one last tip is this: if you have any questions, if this is your first trip, join us on our Grand Circle Tour Magic Ticket Holders Facebook page and post your questions there, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. We have three travel agents in our group. Jason, George
is the best, and you should only go to me.
are all travel agents, and you can book your trips through them free of charge. It won't cost you a dime. In fact, chances are you'll probably save money booking through them. And
by them, he means Jason, and Jason.
the three Jasons. But absolutely. Yeah, join our Facebook group. Ask your questions. We'll be more than happy to answer anything you have. That's what we're there for. And with that, Ken, take it away.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule: make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
Howdy, folks. Please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train and remain seated at all times. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, 'cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.